I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we're breaking down all the goals scored in the Super Cup, in the old Clásico, El Clásico. And I don't have any biases, as everybody knows on this channel. I say it as I see it, but I do have a little soft spot for one of these teams, and you'll never guess which one. With the way I break things down, you know how sort of neutral I am on everybody. Now, this game had everything from, I think, 6-7 yellow cards, a red card. And if it was 5-5 anyway, you would have gone, yeah, whatever. There was so many goal-scoring opportunities in this game. There's so much bad defending. There's just things that just shouldn't be happening, especially with these two teams. And it's funny because with these two teams playing each other, anything can happen in the same breath. But one of the things I'm going to point out here is old Mbappe's run and attacking here, and the amount of times I explain that you don't need to do all these fancy step overs. One of the players I was mentioning was old Sir Stanley Matthews. That was it from ages ago. Got a couple of comments about Sir Stanley Matthews and doing a video on him. And if you watch him, it's all about the start and the stop, because that's what it's all about, the hips and the shoulders, because that's what the subconscious reacts on, not on the foot movement. The foot movement is just clown work, right? All it is the shoulders and the hips movement. So when I show you this goal, I'm going to show you from another angle. I'm going to show you how Mbappe basically stops this defender getting close to him, because he's really doing a really good job shutting down his space until. And then I'll show you the until. Okay, so let's just move this forward ever so slightly. Right, there it is. This is where it all starts happening. You can see the space there is decent. He's close enough, right? Actually, I might just show you the other angle first instead of just, playing it for you twice. I'm going to show you the other angle. And this is the moment where Mbappe starts to create that separation that we just had a second ago. Okay, so here it is. This is what we're looking at. Watch his first foot movement here. This is the first foot movement here. Boom, 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 boom. And it stands down. Normally, some idiot would have gone around the ball, and what that would have done is telegraphed the move to the defender, and he wouldn't have reacted. But as we move this forward, watch. Do you see that little stut? And he's reacted. Okay, we'll move it forward ever so slightly again. Do you see that little duh? He's just moved from left to right behind the ball, and that's caused the defender to move ever so slightly left and right. Let me play that back again, because that's really quick. Here we are. We're watching the actual movement behind the ball, and watch the defender's reaction to it. See that? Step. Then he puts his foot over the ball. It doesn't mean anything, because look at the body weight of the defender. Because what basically Mbappe did was stand there and then move to there and then move back to there. It made the defender put all of his body weight on that foot there. So now when he accelerates, Mbappe has got his standing foot and he can push off it. This guy's body weight is going this way. Mbappe can carry on past him. That's how he beats him. It's that simple. And normally goes bump straight past him. That's all the space he was looking for. And the difference is he's timed that. So the defender, he's actually got it. So the defender's doing that on the 18-yard box. So that's when his explosion is. If he does that too far ahead of that, like 2 or 3 yards earlier, the defender's getting back. If he does it even closer, he's running the ball out of play. And then this is just a tidy finish into the corner. Slop. There we go. Let's get on to the next goal, because we've got lots to cover here. Okay, this is absolutely shocking defending. I think it's just Rudiger stepping forward and leaving Tchouaméni on his own. So when Rudiger steps forward, you can see when you've basically committed to this deep line here, right, and that ball's fizzed in, you cannot step forward, because all you're doing is exposing your other centre-back and opening up this massive space here. And that's exactly what he does. Now, here's the other part. You can go forward if you win the ball. So it's one of these weird things in football, right, in football coaching and sports analytics. Everything is rubbish unless you win the ball. If you win the ball, yeah, that was the right decision. But that's why you play these percentages. And you know, well, on a percentage chance, if you are starting there when the pass is made and you have to run to there, the ball's going to be moved before you can get to it there. Right, so I don't do that. Unfortunately, we've got a bad line and we've dropped off too deep. We have to continue to do that, so I can't get played in behind. And that's all that happens here. The ball goes in behind. Now it's a foot race. That's it. Simple. Bump straight in behind where he is. And actually, this is one of the other differences as well at this when you're watching Barcelona. That's the difference in the key pass. That pass was flat. It wasn't out into the channel. That's hugely different, right? Because if you're watching this in the Premier League, that would have been out into the channel and not straight down the middle where the centre-backs come from. He wouldn't have played it like that. Bump. He would have played it a little bit more of an angle, trying to hit the run of the player and not playing it into the space. Yeah, and it doesn't sound like much of a difference, but trust me, it's huge difference. Huge. That was my Trump impression. Huge. I don't do a Trump impression. It's terrible. But let's just move it on. Now you're in a situation when he just gets the ball's in front of him. He didn't have to collect the ball and then run with it. He could just run onto it. That's the difference of the way he passed the ball, almost straight as an arrow down the middle of the field, instead of on a slight angle. Brilliant. Now, does he go to use his teammate? He doesn't know, because he's been left hung out to dry by his teammate, and it's just a case of run into the box and see what happens. As he runs into the box, though, do you see how he slows down? He starts slowing down so he can pick his spot. And honestly, I do rate Courtois, and this just isn't good enough, really. You know where he's going. You know he's going to cut back in on you. He's not going to look to fire it across you. That's a hard shot. That's the easy one. That's where he's going to go. And he ends up putting a daisy cutter right into the corner. Yeah, keeper should have had that, but there we go. Let's get on to the next one. Or maybe a challenge or two, because there's some things I want to show you that, weren't just quite right. Actually, two things. I'll show you a challenge and a goal. Here we go. Penalty. Apparently, doing that is not a good thing. Bad. You get a no. You get a tick. Yes, penalty. Easy all day long. And that's the way Camavinga plays. He actually puts himself around a little bit too much in stupid situations, and he goes to the ground just a little bit too soon quite often. And that is just reckless. I mean, he's not winning the ball. I don't know what he's doing. He's just putting his team in a bad situation. You know Lewandowski's what he's going to do. He does what he does. He steps up, takes a shot, scores a goal. It's not difficult for him from there. Never going to be. You've just put yourself and your team in a bad situation just because you're just being reckless. Don't do that. Be better. This goal is basic. It's Sunday League standard to concede this goal, right? There's absolutely zero pressure on the ball. There's not a Real Madrid player within anywhere to put pressure. Like, they do know they're playing Barcelona, right? Like, you're just going to let him be able to play a pass from wherever he wants, and you're playing with a deep line, and all it comes down to is timing of the run. Well, guess what? They're probably going to time the run with the pass. What are you doing? It's just so bad. There was this thing about, adding all the Galacticos to one sort of, to the team and making a good team. But you always had what we'd call donkeys in football. And the donkeys carry the load. So to let all the great players be great. And you need the donkeys to do the hard work to let all the great players be great. And if they don't, and they don't put in the shift because for some reason they think they're a superstar celebrity as well, and their main thing is to close the ball down and win it. If they don't do that, you're in all sorts of trouble. So it's just a simple pass across. I say a simple pass. It still has to go 45 yards to the head of Rafinha, and he just puts it past the keeper. It's a good, solid header. But again, I think the keeper should have done better. And it is the timing of the run. The runs from Barcelona, they're not on the last man. They're about 5 yards off, and they're running through them. So as the ball's getting played, they're already at full pace. I'm going to show you that in a second on one of the other counter-attacking. I think it might be the last goal, where the Barcelona players' starting position basically enables them to either slow their run down or speed their run up if the ball's getting played, because of the way that Real Madrid's back line just are backing off and backing off and backing off. So again, this is exactly the same situation. I'm talking about work ethic. So Barca are on the break. Off they're going, flying forward with four players. Try to slow him down. Actually, just foul him. Just foul him. That's what you really need to do in that situation. You're going to get yourself a yellow card. You've got a covering player. You're safe. Now, here's the other point. You've got 1, 2, 3 Real Madrid players against 4 Barca players. And, okay, you can add these guys into the mix as well. Technically, if you're going to do a proper analysis, you'd probably draw a line there. You'd probably draw a line there. About, oh my God, I zoomed in. I still don't know how I zoom in, boys and girls. No idea. Right. If you draw those lines to see about how many players are actually getting back from Real Madrid, covering and helping, okay? Because when you start moving this forward, watch this. As we move this forward, now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 Barcelona players. The closest Real Madrid player in what I'm calling the recovering pack. Not the defending pack, the recovering pack, right? Because all of these 4 players here are in the transition, right? So the recovering pack players are the ones that's going to help stop them, and these players here are going to basically try to slow them down for the recovering pack players. Well, there isn't any players coming to recover and help. So they're all, I mean, it's a long way back. You're on the halfway line. You can get there. You aren't that far away. In football terms, you might get, it's a hard run. They can get there. They can definitely get there. But they don't. And more importantly, they're not trying to get there. So when this ball's played into the space, you can see one guy's getting back. One person. I'll give him some credit. And this is the difference with following up as a team and carrying on at pace. So he ends up slowing him down and doing a good job defending right here. But because Barcelona are going with numbers, the numbers just take over. It's a simple game as that. Here he is. He's slowing him down. And this is why numbers are important, because all of a sudden, these two sort of take themselves out of the equation, and there's just another Barcelona player there. And there isn't any Real Madrid players. Wow. Okay, maybe we shouldn't be playing with all of our midfielders past the point of challenge when we lose transition and they can't just play the ball straight in behind us and give us a foot race, which we're not going to win. Rethink what we're doing a little bit. I know, we'll maybe get some new defenders. But yeah, now it's just a run in, and can he finish? And it's just too easy. That's just too easy. But yeah, let's get on to the next one. Again, Real Madrid is just getting completely caught out on transition. And this is just like when the Rudiger stepped forward and wasn't there to challenge. You've got no one to be able to step forward or challenge here. You've got massive open spaces all over. It's just so free and open. The whole game is just crazy, really. And then it's just a ball in behind. One little touch, buff, and he's off to the races. And he's gone. The defender was 5 yards off him, 5 yards further forward. Look at where these guys are now. You do know that there's a player sitting there on the line, and that means you want to be 5 yards off him because he's going to beat you for pace. Well, why? Because you're a defender. You want to give him that separation. Or if you're on him, you want to know he's going to get the ball played to him. Well, they don't play like that. They're not going to play the ball into feet. They're going to play the ball into the space and use the pace to beat you. You know that. It's Barcelona. So why are you getting up here? Like, you're not getting touch tight. The guy was here and the Real Madrid player was there. Why are you not back here marking him? And why are you, like, look at, there is no shape. It's just a complete disaster. Everything they're doing is a mess at the back. Just want to show you this little bit of skill here as well. It'll go over the radar of most people, but this is the difference of Rafinha. I think it's Rafinha. Who actually knows what he's doing and how to play the footballs. So he knows he's going to get caught for pace over that distance. He knows he will not beat him over because he has a football. He does not have a football. So watch his first touch. There's his line of running, okay? There's his line of running. There's going to be an intersection there. Can he make his run and just put it in front of him ever so slightly? Bump. Just see that? How he's turned and now he's put the player behind his back. Because if he kept running in a straight line, he would have caught him. So he had to put his body, and his first touch did it perfectly with the ball, his body, and then the defender, and took the defender completely out of play. Really, really good first touch. And that's the difference of, quality players and just your average mediocre player. Because the average mediocre player would have carried on running in a straight line. The defender would have ended up getting back, and it would have been a much harder goal-scoring opportunity. He set himself up to make it easy for when he gets down to the box. Now, when he gets down to the box, he gets to dictate what's going on, and all he does is chop inside and then look for a finish. And again, it's not a great shot. It's really not. Keeper just easily beaten again. Yeah. Let's get on to the last goal. Don't worry, in true Cash fashion, we're not doing the last goal because there's always something else I'm trying to talk about that I've completely forgotten, and it's the red card from ter Stegen. And it's the same thing, right? Defending is just awful from both of these two teams. Just one simple ball in behind them and they're done. And a lot of it is their keeper. You can't really play with a high line without your keeper being active and watching for those balls in behind. So you can't afford to play those balls because the keeper's always coming to get them. Okay, Man City and Edison and Liverpool with Alisson do a fantastic job of this. And there's, I think, a couple other goalkeepers as well. But as soon as that ball's played, the keeper shouldn't be back as far as he is. He should have already been up on his 18-yard line, seeing what was happening. If they're playing such a high line, he should have already been aware of this. Now, when he's coming here, yeah, it's awful. Yeah, goalkeepers, what do you do about it, mate? Comes running out like a crazy man, takes him down, and it's a red card. But yeah, let's just get onto the free kick. A couple of issues with the free kick. So what's the wall doing? Is the wall defending? Because the wall defends one post. Is it defending this post here? Okay, well, if it is, it doesn't look like it's doing a great job to me because it's kind of like half between the two. And if the keeper is defending this post here, he needs to make sure the ball doesn't go into this side here. Now, also, it is Real Madrid, and I don't know if you know, they do have players that can score really good free kicks. So, yeah, we have to give him a little bit of, shadow of the doubt. Keeper comes on. First thing he has to do is try to save a free kick. That is a worldy free kick. And it's right into the top bins. Well, kind of. He does get a hand to it. But, yeah, what do you do? Well, we'll see how this ends up in the league. We'll see if Barca keep going or Real Madrid catch him. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.